The argument that I'll be making is, of course, and this is not an argument, I should take that back. The facts that I will be presenting, this is an open shut case. The facts that I will be presenting is that there was a seismic shift in how our scholars of tafsir viewed the story of Ibrahim and who the sacrifice was. And that in early Islam, the vast majority of the giants felt that it was Ishaq alayhi salam. And then, of course, in later times, in pre-modern times, and of course in our times, it is almost as if there is an ijma' to the point that when a person mentions Ishaq, that Ishaq was the sacrifice, people lose their rationality, or they become very emotional or whatnot, and this is a demonstration of how ideas can change over time. What is really interesting, there's nothing in the Quran that is explicit, whether it was Ismail or Ishaq, and there's nothing in the authentic Sunnah that is explicit as well. Nothing in the authentic Sunnah, nothing in the Quran, whether it was Ishaq, whether it was Ismail alayhi salam. And this is very interesting because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the names of Ishaq and Ismail and Ibrahim many times, yet when it comes to this story, adjectives are used, and so the adjectives are ambiguous. The notion that earlier scholars predominantly held it to be Ishaq, it is something that you can look it up and do your own research, and I will quickly quote you some of the research that we've done in this regard, that especially the giant Ibn Jarir al-Tabari, who died 310 Hijrah. Ibn Jarir al-Tabari argues very forcefully, with almost a degree of certainty, or you can say is very forceful, that it is in fact Ishaq and not Ismail. A number of early authorities explicitly mention that the position of the Ahl Kitab, the Jews and Christians, is that it is Ishaq. And so they bring this in as a supporting evidence. Nobody uses it as the primary evidence. Now, At-Tabari then mentions a number of Sahaba and Tabi'un who argued that it is Ishaq. And it is very interesting to note that the overwhelming majority of the Sahaba and Tabi'un who held positions about this, held positions that it was Ishaq alayhi salam. At least 8 of the Sahaba, it has been reported that they held this view, including Umar ibn al-Khattab, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Al-Abbas, the uncle of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his son Abdullah ibn Abbas, the Habr of the Ummah and the Tarjuman of the Quran, Ibn Mas'ud, Jabir ibn Abdullah, Abdullah ibn Umar, and Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anh. All of these, it has been reported from them. So Umar and his son, Abbas and his son, Ali ibn Mas'ud, Jabir and Abu Hurairah, all of them, it has been narrated that they said it is Ishaq alayhi salam. As for the Tabi'un, too numerous to mention. Over 15 of the famous Tabi'un, the giants of tafsir, who studied directly from the Sahaba, again, Mujahid, Alqama, Sa'id ibn Jubayr, Qatada, Ikrimah, Ata, al-Zuhri, Malik ibn Anas, the list goes on and on, the Tabi'un. The list goes on and on, like the giants of the Tabi'un. Majority of them, overwhelming of them, clearly held the view that it is Ishaq alayhi salam. The earliest books of tafsir that we have, Tafsir al-Suddi, Tafsir Muqatil ibn Sulaiman, died 150 Hijrah. They mention Ishaq without even a hint of controversy. Now,